It's Feel Good Friday with Dr. Phil 2. It's time to fill your Friday with something good. Come on together, let's shape a new start with clarity, confidence, and purpose. It's Feel Good Friday. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, it's Feel Good Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. I want to know, what do you feel good about? What do you feel good about? Because guess what? Listen, so much in this week, so much in this nation. Some things you just don't feel good about, but I can guarantee you keep living, you keep thriving, you keep going, you can feel good about something. I have a special guest. This is my brother from a different mother. This is my boy. This is none other than Gamal Aexander. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? I feel good. I feel good on this Friday.
Yeah. Absolutely. Listen, we're here to talk about you. You've got a few books, okay, and
I
we want to
do.
talk about it all, but we're here to talk about Time Out. But just tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you want the Feel Good Friday audience to know? And thank you for everybody who's watching on Instagram as well as
Thank
all
you,
the other platforms. Thank you so much, everybody.
man. I am. I'm stumped because I'm so used to asking Chat GPT what to say. like, so you put me on the spot, and I have no words. But I'm going to give it a shot and put my phone away. Uh, about me, I feel like I am on a mission to help people make it.
Yeah,
That is the simplest, most condensed version of what I feel called to do.
come on,
That takes a lot of different forms.
love it.
So I write encouraging things because it's life is hard. It's difficult. And if somebody can read something about escaping the hustle and embracing God's peace and it helps them to make it, then I feel I've done what I've been called to do. I preach. I am a full time pastor and I'm an adjunct professor of communications. I've been doing that now for about a little over a year. So I teach public speaking, intro to communication, interpersonal communication, anything having to do with communicating with others or yourself, believe it or
Hmm.
not.
Yeah.
I teach on the college level through Monday through Friday, and then I teach how God communicates with us every Saturday. I'm a Seventh Day Adventist, so I work 9 days a week.
That's right.
Uh, but I'm trying to help people make it. I have
Yeah.
some hobbies that others might find interesting. I'm a glutton for punishment, so I find any stage I could get on, and I tell stories. I attend story slams, and I tell stories. I attend open mics, and I do open mic comedy. Uh, I've been doing comedy and storytelling now for a little over a year and a half, and I am as funny as you would imagine somebody in a polo shirt as buttoned all the way up to the neck to be, which is not very funny at all. But I do it. I do it because the smiles on people's faces, I believe, will help them make it. So that's why I'm here. That's what I do. I want to help people make it any way I can.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna put a picture up, and you can explain. You can explain what's going on
Explain what's
underneath
happening.
the picture.
I am at an open mic there, and uh, that was actually open mic where I convinced my family and a colleague, another Potomac pastor, who always wanted to try comedy, I convinced them to come. And so my wife is sitting in the audience and she's holding her breath, praying that I won't say something stupid about her. And at that moment,
Which
I'm
she's
deciding
holding for
whether,
a very short time because
yeah, man, listen, I want to stay married. So in that moment, I'm mid-story trying to decide whether I actually want a divorce and and I'm going to say the stupid thing, or whether I want to stay married and want to keep it PG. And thank God I kept it PG that day, so I lived to I lived to stay married a little longer.
Mhm.
Yeah, fun times, man. I always have fun.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
core value of mine. Fun is a core value. Rest is a
mhm,
core value.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I I believe Jesus uh, was was speaking truth when he invited people to himself using these words, "Come unto me,
yeah,
all ye that labor and are
mhm,
heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
yeah,
Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light."
hmm,
We've often reversed the order so that our yoke is hard and
yeah,
our burden is heavy.
yes,
And in so doing, we've gone against and done the opposite of what God's will for his children is. We ought not be walking around with heavy burdens. We ought not be walking around with heavy yokes. And anyone who has the opportunity and the skill set to make that burden a little lighter, you ought to do it. I believe in doing that, you're doing what Jesus would have you do.
that's it. That's it. Listen, that's what timeout is about. So we're
That's what
talking
it's
about
all about.
your book, Timeout. We can talk about all the other books. You got Grace Point One. What is it? Faith Point Two.
So
Which one is it? What's the order of that?
they're both written at the same time. The
Yes.
two devotionals, Faith 2.1, Grace 2.1. It's just a uh, play on the 21-day devotional. And it's a cross between the 21-day devotional and the upgrade of the 2.0. So instead of going from 1.0 to 2.0, you're upgrading your grace and your understanding of grace and your understanding of faith to 2.1 over 21 days.
Hmm.
Um, those were general essays on designed to help you better understand the concept of faith and the concept of grace. I do that through anecdotes, stories, and study guides placed at the end. This is a little more extensive. This is all about peace. The study guides are longer, but it is designed to help you disconnect for a few minutes every
Mm,
day. It's difficult to take a time out.
yeah,
I know for me, I have this problem, and you can probably relate, Phil.
I can.
From the moment I open my eyes,
Yeah.
I roll over and I grab my phone. As a matter of fact, my phone, I'm almost ashamed to say, is either on the nightstand or in the bed with me, right within arm's reach. So
Yeah,
that's
and then you bought the extra long cord, so
absolutely.
you
You
can
like
travel wherever you are in the
It's
bed.
like you've seen my bedroom before. I've got different types of chargers just in case. I've got the magnetic charger for the back. I've got
Yeah,
the extra long plug-in charger. I want to make sure that my phone never dies. But what also happens is the phone is never off.
yeah.
So I wake up to emails, text messages, YouTube. My members have my number. My students have my number. My
Mhm.
friends have my number. Their Instagram DMs. And you want to wake up, and at least I wake up almost in a panic because I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything.
Right,
And so I
right.
get up and I check Instagram and I check the text messages, and then the notifications are there. And once you're checking one thing, the temptation is, well, why don't I just check this other thing real quick,
Yeah. Of
and
course.
then I'll be done.
Yeah.
But by the time you do that, you realize you got to get your morning routine started, and then you go to work, and then you get caught up with the day, and on and on and on. You realize you haven't taken 5 minutes for yourself,
Mhm.
much less 1 minute to commune with God.
Yeah.
There just is no time because we make no time. We don't know how to take a time out. I believe that uh, peace is a skill we have to learn.
Hmm.
It's an ability we all have to cultivate
Oh yeah.
as and as well as a gift from God that we have to receive. Putting all of that together, I decided to write something that would help us cultivate that skill and receive that gift.
Maxine said you need to put your phone to bed, right? Yeah. So
Listen, I need to put
Maxine,
my phone out of the bed. That's what I need to do.
it needs its own little bed.
It
Yeah.
needs its own little bed
Yeah.
outside of our bedroom.
What's going on, Maxine? Listen, you're gonna have to be on this Feel Good Friday one day, so we're gonna have to chat it up. All right.
Hey,
So
Maxine, it's been a
yeah,
while.
for sure.
I see her online doing her thing, and
Doing
she's
her thing.
doing well.
Yeah. But you're right about timeout because look what happens in these days. They're rushing. Everything's a rush. Oh, we got to rush to sign this. We got to rush to do that. And I find myself in a heavy schedule on a day-to-day basis. I
Hmm.
have a toddler, I have a 5-year-old, so automatically that
Yeah,
puts me in the gotta get up, gotta get ready. I can
right.
get myself ready. I get him ready. I get him out the door.
Hmm.
Get to camp ready. Get to school on time. So
Hmm.
my life is on a schedule.
Hmm.
And even if I want to
Absolutely.
be lazy, it's only lazy until he gets out of school. So
Absolutely. There's never a moment when you're sitting down and doing nothing. Those days are gone.
yeah,
You have 4 kids like myself, all right, the two blended
right.
families, and so that working, raising kids, having a family, and on and on and on, it drives you to the point where you don't even have time to think.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that's the will of God for our lives. I also do not subscribe to the idea that I need to grind myself to a pulp in order to get to vacation.
Yeah.
Vacations are great, and people make them so appealing. They
Mhm.
put the photos on Instagram and they caption them well, and everybody's looking like they're having a great time on the beach. But I don't want to kill myself in between beaches. I want to live the kind of life that I'm not always trying to run away from, and that's a peaceful life.
Yes.
And I believe that once again, it can be cultivated, and it is a gift that we receive.
Mm, I like that. I like that. Cultivating the life that you enjoy being in. Just
Hmm.
enjoy waking up. Enjoy it.
Hmm.
And of course, with having all the kids we have in different areas, having to run here, having to run there,
You're
you
always on the way to somewhere.
always on the way. I
That's
know
what the
it's
Bible
never
says.
said.
While we're always on the way to somewhere, the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God."
Yeah.
How? At what point do we sit still so that we can know that He is God? If we're always in rush hour, if we're always rushing along, if
Yeah.
we're always late for something, if there
Oh,
are alarms on the phone
yeah.
that are dictating how we spend every moment of the
Yeah.
day, I sit down in my living room and I I have random anxiety because I'm sitting there wondering, what am I forgetting to do?
Yeah.
And I know that there's somebody watching right now, listening later, that feels the same thing. You're probably listening to this podcast and wondering, what am I not doing
Yeah.
that's allowing me to listen to this podcast?
Right.
And I would challenge you, maybe there's something that you should not be doing, at least for 10 minutes a day,
Yeah.
that would allow you to sit still and recover
Yeah.
and revive and be restored.
Yeah. How important is naps? I mean, I see that bed every now and then during the day. I'm like, ooh, if I could just get a nap in.
There's science behind napping.
Yeah.
There's science behind rest.
Hmm.
I would be hypocritical if I started quoting those statistics because I don't take naps at all. And
Yeah.
so it all depends on how big of a lie you want me to tell. If you want me to tell a little white lie, is say that I think about napping,
Yeah.
I can. If you want me to tell a whopper,
All right. All right. You're a comedian. You are a comedian.
I,
So let's put this napping in a joke form. Like let's put it in a
oh my
comedian way type of format.
goodness. So I'll give you a little inside baseball when it comes to stand up, especially. Um, all stand up is prepared. Yeah, it just is. When you hear Will Ferrell, Chris Rock,
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle on stage being funny,
Yeah.
they have practiced joke structure.
Yeah.
They have practiced those lines over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Even when you see them on a talk show, they're actually doing a bit in response to the interviewer.
Yes.
Crowd work is prepared. I'm not just giving you answers off the top of my head. And there's some comedians that do crowd work exceptionally well. Sinbad is probably the greatest of all time
Yeah.
when it comes to working a crowd. But he thought about what he could say in every situation. Most comedians don't really have good jokes off the fly.
Yeah.
There's a difference between somebody who's a funny person. My wife, she's hilarious. Uh, she can sit here
Yeah.
and say absolutely ridiculous things that make you laugh all
Right.
day long. My Terry takes it to another level. My youngest, the third out of our clan of four, and Terry is hysterical. I'm just the one that's brave enough to write it down, structure it, practice it, and get it on stage. And that's the difference between a funny person and a stand-up comedian.
Well, what made you decide to take on comedy? I mean,
Hmm.
you preaching,
Right.
then you say, I want to do this comedy thing. I mean, that's one of the most boldest
Yeah.
type of crafts to
Yeah.
develop in life. We remember the Will Smith, D.L. Hughley
Yeah.
episode, right? Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and Will Smith tried to be a comedian, and D.L.'s like, it ain't that easy, bro.
It ain't that
So what
easy.
what
It ain't
made
that easy.
you really go into this uneasy type of craft?
So looking for the ultimate in communication challenges. I started teaching communications on the college level, and I also coach communications and coach communicators. So everything from speech writing to executive coaching and on and on and on. Um, in lieu of getting the PhD in communications, which one day I will pursue,
Hmm.
I decided to uh, go the even harder route, really learn the craft of being on stage and owning it.
Yeah.
And this was the most difficult boot camp I could find. Now, it started with me enrolling in a storytelling class, believe it or not.
Hmm.
I I walked into the story district in DC
Yeah.
and enrolled in storytelling 101 and participated in my first story slam. To
Hmm.
tell this story on stage about trying to paint the house uh, in order to impress my wife. And of
Come on.
course, the project devolves into a disaster. It's a funny story. It's a tragic story,
Hmm.
uh, and there's a comedian that's sitting in the audience. He introduced himself afterwards, and while I'm talking to him, I'm I'm getting the idea that if I want to get on more stages,
Hmm.
maybe I need to expand the stages I get on.
Wow.
And so, not having a lot of storytelling stages uh, available drove me to start looking for open mic stages where I could tell some of the same stories.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, I've always loved stories. I believe they're an essential part of the sermon. I don't believe a sermon's complete without them. I've seen them work for my students. I've
Yep.
seen my students remember and recall information that's connected to a
That's true.
story. And so I started trying to tell those stories on stage. And as I told them, I learn through observing other comedic storytellers exactly how to make them funny. And so through trial and lots of error, I began to see myself slowly improve. It's a marathon. It's a grind. You don't. There are no. There are very few. I won't say no, but there are very few naturally born comedians. Most will tell you they started out rough.
Wow.
Dave Chappelle was a prodigy, but John Mulaney will tell you that he worked at it. Uh, DL Hughley will tell you he worked at it.
Yep.
If you watch Bernie Mac's biography, watch his story, it'll tell you how hard he worked at it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Wow.
Uh, it is humbling work.
Yes.
You
Yes.
will you if you do not have thick skin and you are not willing to hear people tell you how terrible you are on a consistent basis in creative ways, then don't do it, because more often than not, you will be bad at this.
Right.
More often than not, you will say things and get no response. But you will have to learn how to manage any crowd. You will have to learn how to hold anybody's attention. You'll have to learn how to get a response, even when people aren't inclined to respond. And all of those lessons combined make comedy an amazing choice for me. I don't regret it at all.
It's funny, as a preacher, comedy is actually part of our skill set. I mean, you have to throw some type of humor in there to break up the monotony, right? When you cause people to laugh, it's almost like a release of the
Oh, yes.
tension. You can't just go serious the whole way through. It's like, there's something you drop in there, and it releases the tension and gives that person a timeout, right? It gives that person a timeout from what they were already going through to
Mhm.
the next thing that you're about to take them to.
I would say that the best speakers can employ comedy.
Yes.
Now, I would push back on the idea that all speakers have that tool in their toolbox, because they don't. Many are corny. And if you're ineffective with comedy, then your attempt at humor can be offensive. It can be distracting. And I've seen many a speaker go down in flames because they were trying to say something funny, and it didn't land.
Yeah.
They were trying to say something funny and it overreached. They were trying too hard. The best kind of humor is the kind that is, it seems natural, it seems
Yes.
spontaneous, it
Yes.
may be planned, it may be rehearsed. It should be planned. It probably should be rehearsed, but it doesn't seem that way. It's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
It's effective. It fits. It doesn't try too hard. It doesn't make a spectacle of you.
Right.
It helps to enhance the story. So
Yes.
you don't want
Yes.
spectacle, you want story.
That's right.
And many people, when they think funny, they think clown.
Yeah.
They think spectacle. They think, look at me. They think I'm going to steal the show. But rather, you want to shine a spotlight on the message you're trying to convey.
Absolutely. I think, having that ability to drop it in and kind of move out of it,
Hmm.
not stay there, not try to do a stand up, but kind of drop it in there,
Absolutely.
and come
You are
back.
not a comedian in that moment. You
Right.
are a speaker. You are a presenter. You're not a comedian unless you are asked or being paid.
Yes.
Right?
That's
Once you are being paid to MC, once you are
right.
asked to participate in an open mic, and you're given a microphone, and you're given a time, then you are a
Yeah.
comedian.
See, those are two
Out-
different things too.
Outside of that,
MC,
you are
stand up
a presenter.
comedy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again,
I
do not
MC.
confuse the two.
Now I can do the MC thing all day, every day, but
Sure.
the stand up, whoo, I don't know. I'm like, that is bold and that is courageous. That is courageous.
I
Um,
wanted to exercise those muscles because everything you want in life is on the other side of fear.
that's right. That's right.
And if you can if you can manage your anxiety, you don't have to eliminate it, but if
That's
you
right.
can manage your anxiety, if you can turn down the volume on what people think, if you can step out in faith and you can take the plunge, it is amazing what incredible things you can accomplish.
I'm telling you. Listen, it's an amazing thing, and that is great advice for Feel Good Friday. Before we go, what should we feel good about? What do you feel good about, and what should we feel good about?
I feel about I feel good about the opportunities I've been given to help people feel a little better. I feel good about my family,
Hmm.
my friends. I feel good about all that I've been blessed with. The song says, "All I have needed, your hand has provided."
Yes.
And
Yes.
I believe that to be true in my life. I feel good about my latest book.
Hmm.
It is
Oh,
available on Amazon.
yes.
It's entitled "Time Out: Escape the Hustle and Embrace His Peace." I feel good about every person who's already read it, who's already benefited from it, who's already decided to share it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel good about those who have shown love and lent support in the past. I even feel good about the folks who don't like me or don't care because they serve as motivation for me to work a little harder,
Yeah.
uh, buckle down a little more, focus a little more intensely,
Hmm.
so that I can leave a legacy by the time I close my eyes for the final time. So there's a lot to feel good about. I saw a quote that I want to leave you with. I believe the quote is from Alex Hermosi, and I am butchering it, but I'm going to share what I remember anyway. It's
Hmm.
something to the effect of one of the greatest skills that you can hone is the ability to feel good even when you don't think there's a lot to feel good about. And I'm trying to adapt that to my own life. I'm trying not to wait for circumstances to dictate how I feel. I don't want to wake up and have my environment determine whether or not it's going to be a good day.
That's right.
I want to wake up and determine whether today is going to be a good day. And so I'm feeling good because I've decided to feel good.
Come on, come
I,
on.
I've decided that this is going to be a good day because I serve a great God and He's blessed me with an amazing life. I've decided to feel good, and I challenge, I implore anybody listening to this to make that decision too. You can decide that today is going to be a good day.
Hey, I love it. I love it. And that is why we do Feel Good Friday. No matter what happened through the week, there's something we can feel good about.
Yeah.
We've got to feel good about something on this Friday. So thank you,
Thank
Gamal
you for having me.
Alexander. Listen, you can find him. Is this the correct social media?
That is my Instagram, and I am um, checking it just to make sure. There should be a dot between Gamal and
All
Alexander.
right, we'll edit that. So make sure
So
that you look out for him on social media. Also, if you want to book him for your event, you need a comedian. He can do that, right?
DM
He
me on
can do that.
Instagram, and I actually do MC work now. So I host events. I host from wedding receptions, uh, small gatherings. I do those, and I also do short stand-up sets. I do open mics, uh, and so you won't find much material online just yet. I'm building up my repertoire, and I'm really not ready to put it out there yet. Also, when I first started, I wanted to get a lot off my chest. So I kind of used comedy as my journal, and some of that stuff I really don't want to repeat. So I, I let that go. I'm working on the stuff that I can actually record now.
Yes.
So if you follow me and you see me on Instagram, eventually you're going to see a link to a YouTube channel
Yeah.
where I have some material that you can enjoy.
I love it. I love it. Listen, go on Amazon, get the book Time Out.
Yes,
It is awesome. I'm having my church order several of them. We've been promoting it on our morning program.
I appreciate
And
that.
we're constantly, they've been like, hey, I need that book. Okay, so we're pushing that. Get that book, Time Out. How can you have time out, and how it's going to help you win?
Escape the hustle and embrace his peace.
That's it. That's it. I love it. I love it. Host for your events. Hey, speak for one of your events. Go to Gamal.Alexander on Instagram, and you can DM there too, and he'll actually reply.
Yeah, it's as easy as that. Just DM me. We'll set something up. Love to hear from you.
Yes, yes, yes. And everybody, we're doing this every Friday. Sometimes it's live, sometimes it's pre-recorded, but you will see a Feel Good Friday episode of something every Friday. So follow me, Dr. Phil_2 on Instagram. You can check us out on LinkedIn. Thank you for those watching on LinkedIn. Thank you for those watching on Instagram. We see your comments. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely.
Thank you for having me. This is incredible. It made me feel good. So, Dr. Phil, mission accomplished.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. Come on now. Come on. Listen, feel good, everybody. There is always something to feel good about. Even when your faith meets with facts, you can feel good that somebody's looking out for you in that. Take care, everybody. This is Feel Good Friday. Peace.
It's Feel Good Friday with Dr. Phil 2. It's time to fill your Friday with something good. Come on together, let's shape a new start with clarity, confidence, and purpose. It's Feel Good Friday.